pass a journal entry. Still this question disturbing you? Not a problem. Let's learn it together. Before passing any journal entry, you all should be aware of a fact that journal entry has at least one debit and one credit. But the confusion is what to debit and what to credit. I got you. To answer this simple question, do you know what are the basic elements of accounting? There are 5 basic elements of accounting that are assets, liabilities, equity, income, and expenses. Each element of accounting has either debit balance or credit balance. Assets and expenses are debit in nature or have debit balance, whereas liabilities, income, and capital are credit in nature or have credit balance. This was way easier to understand. But the problem arises when there is an increase or decrease in any of these elements. The solution to this problem is that increase in any element is directly proportional to their nature or the initial balance of that element. What does it mean? This could be summarized with the following table. As asset has debit balance, then if there will be an increase in the asset, then it will be debited, and if there will be a decrease in the asset, it will be credited. While passing a journal entry, this same rule applies to each the element of accounting mentioned in this table. After all, it is still difficult to remember what to debit and what to credit. Then solution to this problem is to understand it with the following mnemonics that are deal and clip. While passing any journal entry, if there is an increase in deal, then debit the underlying element, and if there is a decrease in deal, then credit the underlying element. Similarly, if there is an increase in clip, then credit the underlying element, and if there is a decrease in clip, then debit the underlying item. Let's explore a few examples. John invested $1,000 cash as capital in his business. In this transaction, one element of accounting will be debited and one element will be credited. Well, those two elements are asset and capital in the form of cash and owner's equity. Asset belongs to deal, and as I told you earlier, an increase in deal represents debit. Whereas capital belongs to clip, an increase in clip represents credit. So what will be the journal entry? Simple. Debit cash and credit owner's equity. Let's look another example. ABC Company sold goods worth of $100 to its customers. In this transaction, one element of accounting will be debited and other element will be credited. Well, those two elements are asset and income in the form of cash and sales revenue, respectively. Asset belongs to deal, and as increase in deal represents debit. Whereas sales revenue is considered as income and belongs to clip, an increase in clip represents credit. So what will be the journal entry? Simple. Debit cash and credit sales revenue. Let's look another example. ABC Company paid $50 cash against the rent of office. In this transaction, one element of accounting will be debited and other element will be credited. Well, those two elements are asset and expense in the form of cash and rent expense, respectively. Here there is a reduction in cash, and cash is an asset which belongs to deal, and a decrease in deal represents credit. Whereas there will be an increase in expense in the form of rent, which belongs to deal, and increase in deal represents debit. So what will be the journal entry? Simple. Debit rent expense and credit cash. In today's we learned how to debit and credit any account. If you find this video helpful, then drop a like and comment, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel for awesome and cool videos.